Well, it hasn't rained in Arizona for about 2 years. Well, today it decided to dump, but that hasn't dulled our enthusiasm one bit for this, the brand new McLaren 720S Spyder. Now McLaren claim that it's one of the most accomplished, if not the fastest drop top on the planet in terms of a super sports car. And I'll tell you why, because that twin-turbo 4-litre V8 mid-mounted has got 537 kilowatts and 770 newton meters. Quick comparison with the Huracan Evo Lamborghini we drove a couple of weeks ago in Bahrain, that has 470 kilowatts and 600 newton meters. Also good for 2.9 seconds. This has some serious torque though. Now, it's got a clever roof system which we'll show you, but this will retract in a two-piece movement within 11 seconds, folks. That is seriously quick. I know nothing that can do it as quicker. And there's a patent, there are 2 patents on this roof, so it is unique to McLaren at this point. Let me show you around there's active aero all over this car, folks, all over it. Air brake that comes up here when you hit the brakes, it's absolutely phenomenal when you look through that. Now, they've also redesigned the flying buttresses. These are actually glazed so you can see through them from inside the car. This window also lowers halfway or all the way down so that you can hear the roar of this engine. This is an angry mother, this engine. You can hear that clearly when you have that window down here. The rear of the car is, of course, you've got that massive diffuser. You can see in there, you can see all the engine parts, etc. It's a wonderful view, and of course it's a sensational looking car like all McLarens are. Now, these dihedral doors, they've also been redesigned. They're further up and they open higher, so that makes it very easy ingress and egress to the car. I'll show you how easy it is to get in. And we're in. We've also got a new interior, if you want to have a look at that. It's got a new screen here, about a 10-inch. We've got a new infotainment screen. Quite easy. It's not the best interface that we've seen on a supercar, but it is very easy. And McLaren, of course, have a very simplified cabin. It's all very driver focused. You've got a lot of carbon fiber bits, such as these wonderful paddles. You've got your gear position switches down here, and inside here we've got the ESC, which has 3 settings: comfort, sport and track. Same with the transmission, comfort, sport and track. And you've also got an active button which activates all the aero, and also makes the car go into complete manual mode. And apart from that, some extremely comfortable seats, and just a wonderful car. And I guess it's time to go for a drive. Even in this weather, we can still enjoy a car like the 720S Spyder without the roof. I think, well, I'll show you the roof anyway, even though it's raining. Let's start it up. So we just hit one single button here. That's 11 seconds, folks, and if you don't mind, I'll put it back up. There you have it, McLaren 720S Spyder. Now let's go for a drive. Absolutely teeming in Arizona where we are at the moment. Hasn't rained in years. Of course, today it decides to actually bucket down. Anyway, put a bit of a dampener on driving this new 720S Spyder, because it is an exceptional car. We drove it out this morning, a little bit of traffic, some fairly ordinary roads, and what stood out most was the suspension compliance and how comfortable this car is. Now, McLaren have always made something of the daily comfort of their supercars and sports cars. This car is, of course, from the Super Series, the 720S Coupe that came out in 17, and of course the Spyder now. We've got it in sport mode for the ESC, and the same with the transmission and throttle. So obviously we can't push it to anything like we'd love to on this back road in Arizona because of the surface of the road. We've been through standing water, so bear with me. But I mean, this car, as I said in my intro, will do 0 to 100 k's an hour in 2.9 seconds, and that's the same as the Coupe. So there's no performance penalty unless you start talking top end speed, and for this thing it's 341 k's an hour. That's right, folks. And with the roof down, it'll still do 325 kilometers an hour. So we're talking in the big time as far as top end speeds go and acceleration performance from that twin turbo 4-litre V8 pumping out 537 kilowatts and 770 newton meters. But what I'm amazed about this vehicle is the visibility, the all-round visibility. Up front, it's just unbelievable. That nose dies away very quickly. You've got fantastic side vision. The rear vision is extraordinary because the flying buttresses on the Spyder are 25% lower now than they were on the 650S Spyder. So I have a perfectly clear vision out the back of the vehicle, and even to the sides, the flying buttresses, well, they're glazed, so I can actually see through them. Vehicle. The 7-speed dual clutch transmission is a work of art. That's absolutely no question about that. The downshifts are absolutely instant. It's an absolute blip on the throttle. The upshifts are identically the same, identical. The brakes, well, the brakes are interesting. They're carbon ceramic, so absolutely no doubting their ability to stop you very quickly, even in the rain. We can do this on this deserted desert road. You can hear that engine. It just wants to get up there. We're shifting at 5,000 RPM now, but the 7,000 is where we'd like to be. It's absolutely magnificent, and I tell you what, look, it's never going to be as instantaneous when you jump on the throttle as it was in the V10 Lamborghini. So there's a momentary, there's a millisecond where this computer works out that yes, this guy wants to actually hammer this car, and drops down. But at the moment those turbos swing into play, it's all over. It's just absolutely phenomenal, especially for a 4-litre V8. I'm having so much fun here, rain notwithstanding. Even in fourth, it's got tremendous surge. They constantly are doing work to this exhaust note, so it's always been an angry beast back there, but I think it's more refined, the same anger and the same pitch, but there's certainly a little more anger there, maybe a tad higher. A lot of dirt on this road as well. I just love how McLaren have kept their cars so driver focused. It's all about the driver and the feel to these pedals. The accelerator pedal is absolutely scalpel sharp in terms of your input and the response that the engine has from that. I just wish it was a dry day that we could really show you what this car can really do. And the amount of grip, mechanical grip that it has There's no torque vectoring in this vehicle like there was in the Lamborghini, but I don't think it needs it. It's just so accomplished. I'm going to turn around up here and pick up the cameraman who's been standing out in the rain. A nice chap. It's a wonderful thing to hit these carbon fibre paddles. They really are. Dry, it only weighs 1,332 kilos. So by far, I think it's upwards of 80 kilos lighter than anything in the class, including Ferrari, and it's 488. So it's an amazingly agile car, which I guess is why they haven't bothered with torque vectoring and or four-wheel steer, which is what the Huracan Evo has got now. You'll just excuse me while I enjoy this rain-soaked experience. I mean, we're not even using a tenth of this car's potential, for obvious reasons. When you dive onto the brakes, the air brake is absolutely enormous, and you can see it just rise up in that rear window. One thing I didn't point out before is that, and you can't see it, apologies, but the window, the glass ceiling in the tonneau part of this retractable hardtop is monochromatic, so it changes its tinting to 100% when you lock the car. Now it's at 100% as well. You just simply have to hit a button on the console and it goes completely opaque to zero tinting. It's a very, very good option, I believe. Probably one that you'd have to have on a retractable hardtop version. I tell you what, the agility, I don't think there's anything like it. I've driven Al Bore's when he had the 488 drop top or retractable hardtop as well, and that car was agile, but this just takes it, the 720S takes it to a whole new level. Just marvelous agility you can feel, and this steering wheel, the slightest tug on it causes a reaction, but then when you want to drive on the freeway, there's absolutely zero play either side of the dead center. You've got to apply some decent foot pressure to the brake pedal, but there is still a very natural feel to it and a very progressive feel as the pistons bite. But it's a real shame because we can't drop that roof in this rain, which is a shame because you can drop it at up to 50 k's an hour. It was 30 k's on the 650S Spyder. You know what, we'll bugger that, we'll drop this thing. There it is, 11 seconds. There we go. 11 seconds, folks. Now you can hear the noise properly.